Hello, and thank you for listening to the podcast. It's Ryder and Lisa here with you. You knew that because you clicked on the podcast and it had our names on it.
Yep.
What are you doing today?
I have a physical. First one in a while, which isn't a good thing.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
You were saying it's better now than it used to be as far as like how invasive physical is for women.
Yeah, basically all they really have to do now is it's like a really quick swab with something that looks like a toothbrush, but way thinner and bendy. So it's really, really simple. Whereas before, you used to have to like put your legs up on the stirrups, and then they'd crank you open with this metal, really cold duckbill looking thing.
I didn't think we were going to have to get into details. I thought you were just going to say like, yep, you're right. And then I'd be like, cool. Well, good luck with that. I'm going golfing.
Okay.
That's how I thought the conversation was going to go. I didn't expect you to start defining and going into detail about like Frankenstein's layer.
Yeah, so that's what a pap smear used to be, and now it's quite simple. So
the message we want to get across, though, is young ladies, make sure you're going and getting this done.
Absolutely.
And especially because it isn't as crazy as it used to be, right?
Yeah.
And it's important to get it done on a regular basis.
It's over really fast, and you shouldn't be embarrassed if you get really sweaty.
Okay.
In the nightgown, I'm the exact same way. And yeah, it starts to disintegrate underneath you when you're sitting there naked.
The paper does.
And that's totally normal.
Okay.
Sweat City.
You really like getting into details, eh?
I just want people to know that they're not alone. That's all. When are you getting a physical?
Oh, I get physical a lot.
No, okay.
Mainly on the dance floor.
Not in 2020.
The physical for men has changed a lot, too. It used to be a lot of like grabbing and coughing and twisting and turning.
Now it's just a blood test?
It's mainly blood work now.
There you go.
So I guess, yeah, I'm probably due. Yeah, but I should be good. I'm like the epitome of health.
Are you?
Yeah.
How much water have you drank today?
0 liters. See? Oh, wait. Water's a good thing.
This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai. Check out the Southtown Hyundai Advantage at southtownhyundai.ca. Trending this hour.
All right, a bunch more schools in Edmonton have COVID-19 outbreaks, and we've reached a new regional high for active cases at 820 in the Edmonton area. Let's go through the schools that now have 2 or more active cases confirmed. That's what makes it considered
an outbreak.
Excuse me.
Oh, great.
No, don't.
Add it to the list.
No, a sneeze is not on the list of things you got to worry about.
Since when?
I think I read that somewhere.
I think it was on the news yesterday. Was it not? They're like, oh, if you're sniffling.
No, but let's not. Can we get back to this?
Yeah, sorry.
Or else you and I won't be here for the next 14 days.
Don't.
Well,
I'd hate that.
Okay. Parkview. One of the schools, Ecole Pere Lacombe, Bishop Saverin, Archbishop O'Leary, Austin O'Brien High School, Harry Ainley, and Riverbend. There are also a few single cases, but the one that really needs to be watched out for is Highland School. It joined the province's watch list, meaning there are 5 or more cases linked to an outbreak that may have been acquired from within the school.
Okay, good to know. Also trending in local news, our CFL team seems to be in hot water because if I'm reading about news about our CFL team, that means it's gone viral.
Yeah.
Because it's just not in my algorithm usually. But they fired their equipment manager, Dwayne Mandrusiak, after 49 years with the team. 49 years.
It's really sad.
It's really sad.
Let him get to 50.
Right?
And there's going to be a criminal investigation for the violent acts that shook down at the anti-racism rally between protesters and racists. I don't know what else to call them. They're just racists.
Yeah, a lot of news stories or headlines were saying like anti-protesters. And I'm like, you mean racists?
If you show up at something that's anti-racism and a peaceful protest,
it's just unbelievable.
And throw bombs.
It's disgusting.
You're a racist loser. Yeah. That's what's trending this hour. It's time for one of our favorite segments. We put this one on the shelf for a while, and I don't know why, but happy to have it back. Wednesday. Hey, people that love Costco, we get it. You have a big family that loves you and a deep freeze.
I don't have a deep freeze.
I don't have either.
Hey guys who take their fantasy football team too seriously. We get it. You pay way too much money to dislike random players on teams that you know nothing about. Sounds fun.
To dislike players?
Because if they're not getting the points they need.
Got it.
Is that how it works?
Kinda.
Whatever.
Hey, this time of year, we get it. You're falling for us.
That one was... We're going to pretend that didn't happen.
I like that one.
Hey, that person who added no offense to the end of their sentence. We get it. You totally meant to offend me, but great cop-out?
Hey, girl wearing a toque. We get it. You didn't shower today.
Quit staring at me. Hey, those of you who think you're going to eat healthy dinners for the week, but you also purchase a box of Nesquik cereal and frozen chicken strips, too, just in case. I see you.
Were those chicken strips Polish?
I know, I don't know.
They're frozen.
I didn't mean to say it like that.
Hey, Edmonton Reddit, we get it. You hate Jason Kenney almost as much as you love pictures of the Walterdale Bridge. There's nothing else on there.
I just want to know what the people on Reddit look like. Can't they have a profile picture, please?
Yeah, that would be good.
They're all so cranky. Hey, people who hand out raisins on Halloween, we get it. You loathe children. You probably love this. You love handing out raisins.
And apple juice.
Yeah, you probably close the door and you cackle like a real witch.
And finally, hey, outdoor fall decor. We get it. From the neighbor's yard when they're not looking.
Hey, no!
Before we get into our recommendations, Eric hit us up at 780-784-7107 and said, I heard you talking about the Postcard Killings the other day.
Worst movie ever?
Even though you told me not to watch it, I went ahead and watched it, and I would just like to recommend everyone else to listen to Ryder. So thank you, Eric. Don't watch that movie. It's the worst piece of crap I've ever seen. Unless you really like crappy movies.
Some people love it. They live for it.
If that's the case, go ahead and watch it. All right, recommend something. You've got a lip product?
Yep. So it's drugstore brand, so you know that it's a good price for what you're getting, and everyone needs it if you're into tinted lip color.
Yeah, tell me about it. That's my fave,
hey,
especially this time of year.
If you're a husband and you're listening right now, pick this up for your wife, because then you'll get to look at her luscious lips all the time. That's what this does. It makes your lips look perfect. So it's Burt's Bees tinted chapstick, and the color is Red Dahlia. You can text us right now. I will send you the link, what it looks like, the exact color. It looks amazing on everyone.
All right. I have a recommendation as well for something to smear that chapstick off with. A delicious, cheap lunch. Remember junior high? Hungry. All you have for options is a gas station. You're like, I guess I'll get a High Guard pizza sub. And then you don't regret it. They're so good. You
I don't think I've ever had that.
You haven't had a pizza sub at a gas station?
No.
Oh, that's because you grew up in St. Albert.
Yeah, we had a really good cafeteria.
You're probably having sushi for lunch and filet mignons. Not in Maidstone, Saskatchewan. We had a gas station for options.
So
anyway.
Your recommendation is a gas station pizza sub?
No, but I found like the equivalent at Superstore. It's a 6-pack of small pizza subs. It's in the fridge by like the deli meat and stuff. And they're amazing.
How much?
It's like $11 for 6 subs. Like you're talking $1.25 a sub, and it works for lunch. And I'm an adult now, so I like added chicken breast to it the other day. The one day I had jalapeno. I'm just hammering pizza subs.
And what do you do with it? You just put it in the microwave for...
Yeah. I even heat it up in the bag, which probably isn't good for you, but you just cut a little corner off. No, it keeps it moist. If you put it on a plate, then microwave it. We all know it gets hard around the edges.
Sorry, I'm not that into microwave facts.
Oh, sorry. How do you cook your filet mignon for lunch, St. Albert?
Yeah.
Ryder and Lisa.
On Play 107.
I watched commercials last night. Oh, sorry. I meant to say Dancing with the Stars.
Lots of commercials or what?
It felt like, well, there's 1 minute dance, then they get judged, then it goes to commercial. So it's like 3 minutes, maybe, and then you're back in commercials again. And then they come back, 1 minute dance, judges, commercial.
Oh, wow.
It's just, I don't know. I looked to see if there's actually more commercials in it than other shows, and I couldn't find anything, but I did see this, which I found interesting. It said that if there's a big enough demand for a show, that they will pump in a few more commercials because there's advertisers that really want to be on those shows.
Okay.
So, for example, Desperate Housewives, they were having a rough time keeping up with the script, and there was such a huge demand for the show from advertisers that they started just making the commercial breaks bigger for it in order to slow down the storyline a little bit, to drag it out, and because they were making so much money off it.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Maybe because there is such a demand for Dancing with the Stars this year, because they really did bring in some heavy hitters in comparison to past years.
It's the first year that I've cared.
Right, exactly. Maybe they're pumping in a few more commercials, but man, it was ridiculous. You said you have a system to watch the show.
Yeah, I just PVR it and then I watch it the next day.
You just fast forward through what you don't want to watch.
Even that still takes forever for some reason.
Yeah, well, I tried to do like a recap and I even found it boring. So let's see if fast forwarding it works. Okay, this is my Dancing with the Stars recap.
Okay.
With Lisa's tactic on how to get through the show.
PVR, fast forward.
AJ McLean looked really good until he started crying about something, and then everybody just kind of got uncomfortable. Caitlin Bristow from Leduc wasn't even sure she'd be able to perform because of an injury. Then she did. I don't know how it went. I was getting a snack at that time. Chriselle's very good looking. That's the one from Selling Sunset. And I didn't make it to Carol Baskin because I just gave up and went to bed.
Okay.
Nailed it. That was perfect. That's all we needed. I don't even have to watch it after PVRing it. That's it. That's all. It's over.
My other problem with the show is that the judges do this compliment sandwich thing where they're like, oh, yeah, your moves are so good. You can't do footwork, though, and you look really awkward, but your shoulders looked great for everyone. And they just bash these people who are working so hard. I don't know.
I really want Nelly to win. He had so much swag out there.
He pulled a backflip on episode 1.
It was amazing.
I'm still hoping for Carol Baskin.
Tell me something
Good.
Ryder and Lisa.
Play 107.
Hey, if you dig Tell Me Something Good, the segment, let us know about it at 780-784-7107. We might just give you a shout out if you listen daily.
Yep. All right, so I don't know where my story comes from. It doesn't tell me, but it's an adorable story about a 3-year-old boy named Wolfgang. It was his birthday, and because of COVID, his parents were like, well, we can't have a birthday party. What do you want to do, Wolfgang? And he's like, I just want the garbage truck men and women to just drive by and say hi to me. He loves garbage trucks. So his grandma reached out to the city. Oh, it was in Toronto. I remember that part now. Reached out to the city of Toronto and it's a stretch. Can you get all of your garbage men and women to drive by on this date at this time? What do you know? That day, 4 garbage trucks drive by and they brought gifts of little toy garbage trucks for this little Wolfgang.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that they found in the garbage.
Maybe some of them were from the garbage. Why not? Anyway, I just thought that was really adorable.
Tell me something good.
Imagine how mad you'd be if your garbage didn't get picked up that day. Where were you? Oh,
you're at a birthday party. Okay.
My story is about a lady who realized when fire hit and it became very smoky in a animal shelter that dogs don't have the proper things to deal with that, right?
Right, yeah.
So she started working with a company to try to invent something that was comfortable, that you could strap on like a muzzle, but that would actually help dogs, and realized the best place for it was for dogs that work for fire departments, because quite often they're sent in.
Yep.
And search and rescue as well if they're working in smoky situations.
It's about time.
So she started making these, and she says that she just travels through the western states, and every time she sees a fire department, she stops and delivers a couple of these dog muzzle air purifiers, masks. I don't know. So she's now dropped off more than 7,500 pet masks to firefighters and first responders. 7,500 with this foundation she started.
This chick's a beauty.
Think of how many firefighters she met, too.
Oh,
win-win, right?
Whoa. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Tell me something good.
Coming soon, the Canadian leg, headed up by Lisa.
Yep.
Tell me something good from Ustara and Company, your personal injury lawyers. 780-428-6565.
Play 107.
Thank you for listening to the show. We decided to come up with some of our best random facts. They have to be facts.
They have to be weird. That's the whole point.
Yeah, no fake news either. You can't be making stuff up at 780-784-7107. Okay, so Tara hit us up and said WWW is the abbreviation for World Wide Web, but it actually takes longer to say. You've got the stopwatch ready to go?
Yep. Okay, so what are you starting with?
So you say on your mark, get set, go.
Okay. On your mark, get set, go.
WWW.
1.41.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
No, you got to say on your mark, get set, go.
On your mark, get set, go.
World Wide Web.
93.
Yeah.
Wow, that is interesting. Love me a good weird fact. Maria wrote in saying, did you know that the record for the longest Monopoly game played in a bathtub is 99 hours? That took a wild twist.
Was there water in there? I'm just thinking of like...
That's what I'd like to know, because think of how wrinkled up you'd be.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't work. I think you'd actually hurt yourself. I had a buddy who had a long night of partying and decided to have a bath and ended up falling asleep on it. And when he got up the next day, this is a disgusting story, but he stepped on the ground and his foot split like wide open because it like the water had broken down his skin.
Stop it. That is so foul. Interesting fact, though.
I know.
Okay, so let's continue with this. Weird Fact Wednesday. Stacy said spider webs used to be used as bandages in the ancient times.
Oh, smart.
That's really fascinating.
What's that called? Biomimicry.
There you
when
go.
you find things in nature and
That
use
can
them.
heal things.
Mm-hmm. All right, we've each come up with 3 random facts. You tell us who you are more blown away by here.
So should I just do all 3 of mine in a row?
Sure.
Okay. In Cleveland, Ohio, it's illegal to catch mice without a hunting license. Charlie Chaplin once won 3rd prize in a Charlie Chaplin look-alike contest.
Oh, okay.
And every second, there are 418 Kit Kat fingers eaten around the world.
How many?
418 every second.
Wow. All right. There's a chemical you can buy over the counter called bismuth subgalati. It goes by the name of Devrom if you're looking for it. And it's completely harmless, but it'll make your feces and flatulence odorless. Huh. Right? You could use that.
No, you could.
Baguettes were made to be long and thin so that they could be stored by being shoved down French soldiers' trousers.
No way.
That's why they're that size and shape. Yep.
Cool.
And the male giraffe will continuously headbutt the female in the bladder until she urinates. The male then tastes the pee, and that helps it determine whether the female is ovulating. And if she is, it's business time.
I don't like that one. I think it's rude. Okay, so hit us up on the text line. Whose list of 3 weird facts did you find to be more interesting?
Every year you're like, what? They're doing pumpkin spiced what this year? And like off the start, you're like, latte, makes sense. The next year they're like, oh, okay, pumpkin spice, like cold brew, kind of makes sense.
It's delicious.
Tried, it's delicious.
Yeah.
And then like pumpkin spice chocolate bar, you're like, yep, okay. But now they've run out of things that actually should be pumpkin spiced, and they're adding it to things that definitely shouldn't.
Yeah. The latest promotion with KD is pumpkin spiced craft dinner coming this October. Here's the catch. There's only 1,000 boxes available, and guess who signed up to get one?
They're making a demand for it. You did, for
This
sure.
chick.
Would you actually eat it, though?
I think we have to. I think if I do get approved to get one of these 1,000 boxes, you and I have to eat it live on air. The whole thing. Because let's be real. 1 box, they say it's for a family. Pfft, grow up. That's like half a serving to me alone.
Here's what's going to happen. We're going to get it. You're going to have 1 bite. And then be like, I don't like it. You go finish it.
So there's not even any cheese powder at all involved with this. So it's strictly just like the cinnamon nutmeg flavoring on noodles with butter. Kind of sounds good.
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't sound good.
It's basically a cinnamon bun.
With noodles.
Yeah.
Have
Carbs.
you've had a lot of those? Noodle cinnamon bun?
No, but I bet it would be delicious. I don't think that we need to be so judgmental until it's in front of us.
Here's what they're doing. They know it tastes like trash. They had no intention of making something that people actually want. They're trying to get their name in the news. And guess what's happening?
It's working because we're talking about it
You and
right
I
now.
are currently talking about craft dinner. promotional win. Like, I think we need to come out with like pumpkin flavored socks. And they're Play
107,
Yeah.
Ryder and Lisa promotional socks just to get people talking about us.
How can you have socks? Let's all talk about it. The 90s at 9, rolling along. We do this twice every weekday from 9 till 10 a.m. and in the p.m. with Hannah Witherby.
Yep, and our boss loves to get song requests. If there's a song from the 90s that you want to hear and maybe you haven't heard it on the radio in a long time, just text in. And we'll send it over to the boss.
So we're, 5 weeks away from Halloween? I guess if you're planning to order a costume, now would be the time. My guess, with a lot of stores going out of business this year, that the Halloween stores are going to be everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Halloween Alley is just popping up on every corner.
Yeah, lots of options for them this year.
Now, if you have children and you're listening, or you got nieces and nephews, you know that they're already discussing what they want to be for Halloween. So you're a bit anxious. You're like, is this actually going to be happening this year? What's the plan?
There's a really cool idea that one of our listeners actually suggested to us a couple weeks ago when we talked about this.
Yeah, he wrote in saying, we have small kids and they're still dressing up on Halloween night. We're going to go for a nice family walk. And every time they see a pumpkin that's been carved, they get a chocolate bar. Every time they see a skeleton or a ghost or anything like that,
They get a bag of chips.
they get that. So the parents are the ones that are buying the boxes of chocolate, and then they just keep a tally on it. So it's like a scavenger hunt.
I like it. I'm feeling the loss for an opportunity for me, as I've decided what I'm going as for Halloween this year, and it's going to be the A&W guy. Every year,
perfect.
I just pick a bald character that I kind of look like. So I'm doing the cul-de-sac. I don't have to do much with my hair, actually, to make that work.
You mean the cul-de-sac haircut?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was going to hand out like actual A&W to people. I thought that would be funny. And then my daughter came up with a great idea that I actually hand out the like cheeseburger and mini fries candies.
Yeah, that's really smart.
So I was excited about that.
I know.
I don't know what the plan is now.
You could just throw them maybe from the front deck. You got to be having gloves on your hands. The thing that I'm upset about is my favorite part is I'm getting to that age where I don't want to go out and party. I want to look at the cute kids' costumes that come to the door. So what am I supposed to do? Stand in the middle of a street? Just stare at people like a weirdo?
With a mask on? Hi.
Hey, I like your costume. The kids are running away terrified.
Mom.
Let me see you go back.
50% of dog owners like to sleep with their pets. And it doesn't bode well for quality of sleep.
Yeah, here is how it usually shakes down. You get a puppy, you're like, no chance this dog is sleeping in my bed with me, and then they jump up once and cuddle right up to you, and you can't help
Right.
but fall in love with that cuddle buddy. But yeah, you're right. If they start growing and growing, say you got a Great Dane.
Right.
I have a buddy, Adam, recently got married. They got a kid. They got a Great Dane. And he's like, this Great Dane is not sleeping in our bed. And he was out of town for a week. And he said, now I guess the Great Dane is in our bed. It's habit now.
That's why you need the California king bed. That's the one that's extra long as well.
But even then, I feel like you still get health issues eventually because you're in weird positions all night, but you're doing it for the dog.
It says 15% worse on average for your quality of sleep.
Wow.
If you let the dog sleep in your
Yeah,
bed.
but they're so cute. I get so mad when I go to cuddle a dog and they leave. I'm like, really? I would have been scratching your neck the whole time, but okay. It just makes me I get so mad. One time I went to Comox and the people I was staying with, they're like, we have a wiener dog. You'll love him. His name's Bacon. I got there and the dog hated me and I was like, I'm going home. I'm flying back to Edmonton. This is a waste of my time.
The only reason I'm here right now
I
is
was
for the
so
dog.
mad.
Awesome. 780-784-7107. Majority of the people texting in about this say, yeah, they sleep with their dog, even if they get a worse quality sleep.
Think of the people that have like 2 St. Bernards.
No, see?
Like what?
Teach the dog to sleep on the floor.
But that's what they're for. They're for cuddling.
Ryder and Lisa.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai.
Play 107.